happiness is a very crude term, it's very vastly defined. But for me, happiness gets defined by only two simple things: success and failures. In our crude society, happiness is given a very simple definition: money plus success is equal to happiness. As simple as that. But is it that easy? We get a little bit of money, we get a little bit of success. Do you get happiness? I thought so. I mean, our society, our parents, our teachers, our relatives, everyone gave me this crude definition, and I also went through with it. But will I be successful? Will I be happy? Depends on those decisions which I'm about to make. That decision actually defines. And is that decision will lead to a success or a failure will actually define me or to be happy or not. But I belong to a family of doctors. Both my parents are doctors. So straight as an arrow, hardworking, diligent, and they expected me to be the same. I was completely opposite, but it's what expected out of a household is. What does a child from a doctor family do? Become a doctor. That's what it's thought so. And I had the same vision. If not a doctor, then some other professional, a CA, architect, a lawyer, an engineer for that matter. So plain simple, I had that vision, or I was given that vision in that thought process. And when it was time to choose an 11th, what did I do? I chose science with bio and maths. Wow. Because not because I was passionate for science or not because I was good at science, but an intellectual, a smart student has to choose science. I don't know about you guys, no offense. We science people were here. But I mean, jokes apart, that was the notion. And that's what I went with. It was 11, 12 when I had to give my PMT exams, my IEEEs, my JEEs. Truthfully, I did not qualify any PMT. I did not clear any medical exam. I was fortunate enough to clear engineering, and I ended up doing computer engineering, which was actually a good thing. At least I did something relevant. There was no AI, ML, big data, cloud computing back then, but at least I was entered into the world of computers. Given that choice, when you enter engineering and when you get to meet a host of cultural different people, all of whom have struggled or dropped 1 year or 2 years and have come into engineering, all of them have come with their thought process. And they were giving me my next set of decision, what to do after engineering. Can you guys guess? Please. Very simple. MBA, blah, blah, blah. MBA, blah, blah, blah. That was our choice. What can we do? An engineer has to do an MBA. And my flow chart, my career was well defined in front of me, as yours would be, because I wasn't defining it. It was very simple: engineer, MBA, a manager or a consultant, a senior manager, a senior consultant, an AVP, an executive vice president, executive director, a CEO. And when am I here? Happiness is here. My success, my money, which equals to happiness, is here. Wow, what a short career way to reach happiness. I was in that thought process. Would I actually become happy doing that? No. During my college years, in that third or fourth college year, when I was again now preparing for CAT exams, for going to give my MBA exams, I was constantly struggling. The struggle was between two people, between myself, between my present me and between my future me. My present me was constantly struggling and fighting to get a happier future me. The present was fun. College life is fun. School life is fun, but fun is not equal to happiness. Fun is that fleeting moment of happiness, probably 5 minutes, 10, 1 hour, 2 hour, but it's not the happiness that you're looking for. And I was having fun at college. I had fun at school, but I did not become happy at both these places because I was struggling between my present and my future. Fast forward, obviously, I did not clear many MBA exam also. I got into Infosys. While training over there, I left because I was not a great coder. I was not a great engineer. I did not have any passion. I wasn't the Ranchor Das, Rachar Das of Three Idiots. I could not figure it out. Ki, bhai, what do you engineers actually do? I did not want to code. I did not want to write multiple lines and, keep sitting in front of a computer screen. So I got the opportunity to move to Ernst& Young, and I thought, yes, this is it for me. Let me just jump ship. During my training period, I jumped ship, and as soon as I finished my engineering, I joined Ernst& Young instead of Infosys. I thought, yes, now I'm a consultant. There's a probation period of 6 months for any company that you go through. During the fifth month, I put in my papers. I said, no, this is not for me. From Ernst& Young, what did I move on to? I started my own business. I started my journey as an entrepreneur, and I was now really happy. Everyone around me was skeptical. Are you sure? We don't know anything about business. Do you know? Are you sure this is going to work? Are you sure you can actually make money? I, what will you be able to do? There was all these questions. But as a young, dynamic 22-year-old, I was gung ho. I was really happy. And I had my fire in my belly. I told all of them, oh, don't worry. I have everything figured out. I have this mission. This is my vision. This is my roadmap. This is my Excel sheet with all these numbers. Look at it and you'll be surprised. I will achieve all these milestones. I was bragging about it as if I'm going to do wonders. Now, eventually, do you know what Murphy's law is? Whatever can go wrong will go wrong. And it happened. I failed. It is bound to happen. But not because of fundamental reasons. Wrong hiring, wrong strategy, wrong financial planning, wrong everything. Whatever could go wrong went wrong and I failed. But retrospectively, if I'm looking at it now, those 1, 2 years of business taught me so much that no MBA, no self-help book, no one can teach me. I am glad that I failed because I learned so many things which life would not have, which only life would have taught me. That was my learning from an MBA, from my business. So, but I was still searching for happiness. I did that. I was happy in failure also. So when I'm trying to define happiness, money plus success is equal to happiness. I did not still concur with it because finally I did some other business. I was, becoming a little successful. We started doing well. So I was looking for this validation. How will you, all of you be happy if you ask this question? And like all of you, very similar to all of you, I had the same thought process. Some luxury goods, yeah. I mean, back in the day, I wasn't aware about Louis Vuittons or Hermes or, all these luxury brands or Audemars Piguet or Patek Philippe watches and all of that. But I was surprised for one thing. I needed to get a luxury car at home. This is 2012-13 where I thought, wow, that is the status symbol that we are looking for. That's going to define our success as a family. So we bought our first Audi. And obviously my father got it. He's been the one who is the spearhead of the family and he's the one that actually deserves it. So fair enough. The next year, if my father has 4 rings, but why shouldn't my mother get a 3-pointed star onto her name? So we got a Mercedes for mom, which is fair enough, because she's also worked hard enough. Next year, what should the question be? Why only mom and dad? Why not me? I am the one working hard. I am the one who's the entrepreneur. I am the one who's taken the risk. I am the one who started this business. I should be rewarded. We have a driveway. We had a driveway. Then we have a glorious driveway. I need to make it a fancier driveway. So I got myself a BMW. I had the German trifecta of machines. I had all the luxury in the world that I could think of back in 2016-17. 3 years going and so on. That luxury is now a curse. Maintaining them, getting them repaired, doing all sorts of those things. It has become a struggle. And now, 2016-17, I'm talking about then, my present me is again struggling with my future me. I'm having that same conversation would I had at my present and my future in 6 years. What would it take for me to be happy? Even after happy, I upgraded all my cars, but I did not upgrade to peace. I bought all automatic cars, but I could not buy the manual of happiness. Let me look back at it. I was just, trying to salvage to the society what it means to be rather than celebrating progress. That is what meant when buying all these unnecessary luxury goods meant for me. So I was questioning this. Money after a certain point of time isn't a big differentiator. Everybody earns money. Some little, some may earn more. To give you a very fair bit of example, take as the top 10 richest people in the world. All of them are actually, most of them will actually be divorced, not living with their children, would actually have health problems. If you ask any one of them, would they trade half of their wealth to get one of these happy things? The answer would be yes. So money, being the differentiator, was no more a differentiator for me. The definition of money plus success is equal to happiness was faulty at most for me. But when I was struggling now, what to do? How can I actually be happy? What would it take for me to actually get that happiness? I wanted to get to the root cause of that evil. I wanted to figure out how can I understand where the devil lies. And I finally figured out. For me, I was living in this delusional world. I was living in that illusion that I need to have a better future rather than living in the present, rather than living in the now, NOW. I did not consider today at present moment. I was constantly thinking about the future that never ceased, that ceased to exist. And I kept struggling, kept telling my brain, no, you need to do this, you need to do that. That is where the struggle realized me. As a hyper ambitious person, I constantly was struggling and was trying to do too many things. In school, like you guys, I wanted to be a part of all societies, dramatics, debate, extempores, be a part of sports. In college, almost similar things. All that struggle was just creating, rather than bringing that fleeting moment of happiness, was creating more moment of unhappiness for me. So the answer lies in the details. For me, happiness now is not money plus success. Happiness is living now plus your passion. Happiness is equal to living in the present and doing what you love. That is as simple as that. To and when I finally understood this, I needed to understand that how can I achieve that happiness? I figured out, I stumbled onto two, three things that if I really want to be happy, I need to do three things. First, number one, sacrifice. Whatever you want to do, big or small, great, not great, whatever you want to achieve, you'll have to sacrifice. I wasn't ready to sacrifice earlier. I wanted to be part of everything, do everything, create everything, which is where I was wrong. I needed to sacrifice certain things. Let me give you my own example. I am married. I have a beautiful wife, two lovely kids. I would love to spend time with them, probably go in their school like your father and mother would come and, support them, watch them play games, do something, love to go on vacations with them, do everything. But I'm in a healthcare business. I need to work 6 hours, 6 times a day. I mean, times a week, sometimes seven. I have to be present over there. I have to be in my office to motivate my people, to motivate employees. I wish life was as easy as rich dad, poor dad. My passive money was creating more money so that I don't come. If I am sleeping, my money is making more money. I wish that could happen. That doesn't happen for me. So I am sacrificing because I know that I need to live in the present rather than thinking what the future will happen. So that is the first level of happiness for me. The second, failure. Everyone and each one of you will fail. Failure is bound to happen. If not on your first try, then on your second. If not on your second, then on your third, but you will fail. This is my third business that I'm doing. When I tell you I'm a bit that successful and I've earned a bit of money, that's my third business. The first two businesses failed. I ran a gaming company, a chain of laundromats, both of them failed. And you think failure is easy. I lost lakhs of rupees, time, energy, resources, you name it. And not the money that I earned, my parents' money. And when you fail, you are not happy. You go into that negative zone. I'm talking from 2010 to 2012, 13 when I failed. I did not know depression back then, but I was into a negative zone. All negative thoughts. To move beyond that, the only thing was learning from your mistakes, not letting your mistakes ruin you, and how do you not commit those mistakes again. It was as simple as that. And that is my motto from every failure and every mistake that I have learned to move beyond that. That was the second thing for happiness. The third thing for happiness is it's your journey. It's your dream. You own it. It's your achievements, your rewards. If you think the world will come with you, your parents will come with you, your best friend will hold your hand while walking through your journey, it's going to be a path full of roses and not full of thorns, you're mistaken. Your own mistakes, your own rewards, your own life. Again, my example, I'm a first generation entrepreneur. I told you my parents are doctors. My grandfather was into service. My great grandfather was into service or job or something. When I started business, I did not have anyone. My success is my own and my failures are also my own. The first two times I failed, it's on me, on nobody else. When you understand the simple concept of owning up to your own thing, you will actually get happiness. So let me summarize. We all live in this society where we're trying to prove to each other how to get validation. on how if we are successful and then only we can be happy. We're trying to mold our thought process, our journey through someone else's eyes. All of you want to be thinner, prettier, curvier, sexier, taller, fairer, and all of that. But can you all live in this Instagram world all throughout the time? Can you all your pictures be through these multiple filters that you upload, or would you actually want to click a picture as you see with freckles and dimples and whatever you have on your face? Life will teach you that. Let me give you that word of advice right now. You need to be the king or queen for your own kingdom, not for someone else's. The only one that you answer to is in the mirror. Once you see that thing, once you see yourself in the mirror, that is the true reflection that you want to answer to and want to tell to. That is the molds that you need to answer to. So, in summary, in conclusion, happiness is not luxury. Happiness is not buying expensive gifts or doing buying unnecessary luxury objects. Happiness is all those small little things. Happiness is walking on the green grass with your bare foot. Happiness is holding your loved one hands at any point during the day or night. Happiness is snuggling into a warm blanket on a cold winter night and drinking hot chocolate with your loved ones. Happiness is giving hugs to your parents or grandparents without any rhyme or reason. Happiness is if you can take a dip in the pool or in the river or in the lake without thinking what the other person would be thinking. Happiness is if you can walk and feel the gush of wind on your face and still have a smile. These are small moments of happiness. So, nice and simple things that make you laugh. Nice and simple things that make you love. These simple things are the only things that are needed to make you live. And that is happiness. Thank you, guys.